Hello electric car lovers. In this channel I cover all the latest tech news surrounding electric cars. I cover the background, feel and drive, the current selling price, and the specs and engineering that go into making each car. If you have an electric car that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments down below. In today's video I'm introducing the first of a long promising Audi EV range, e-tron. It's none other than Audi e-tron SUV. I'll be covering the most important changes on the latest model of the EV. Oh, and one more thing before I start. I rear-ended an Audi the other day. Now it's an innie. Okay, now back to the video. But a little history lesson first. July 16th, 1909. August Horch created his automobile company but could not take his name because a manufacturer was already using it in Germany. He therefore decided to give it a Latin translation of the name, Audi, which means listen, and therefore called Audi. Everyone knows that the Audi brand is of German origin, but few people know that it is a result of the merger of four manufacturers, Audi, DKW, Porsche, and Wanderer. It was therefore in 1932 that the four rings, the symbol of the union of the four manufacturers, were created. Audi launched its all-electric range of EVs and called it the e-tron. The first 100% EV was introduced in 2018. Its name is Audi e-tron SUV, also known as Audi e-tron. With the Audi e-tron, the premium EV market is heating up. The Audi e-tron is a unique electric vehicle designed by Audi and is a true technical beast. It competes with the Jaguar I-Pace and Mercedes-Benz EQC. However, it operates in a unique manner. The e-tron, unlike other EVs that focus solely on straight-line performance, takes a somewhat different approach. It concentrates on the word luxury, also providing the most relaxing driving experience imaginable, according to expert reviews and automobile journalists. People may be taken aback by the Audi e-tron design. May not appear so in the photos, but it measures 4.9 meters in length. That's a tad shorter than the Q7's length. It's also intimidatingly enormous in reality. It stands tall in off-road mode thanks to adjustable air suspension, but it can also be bashed down in dynamics, making it appear more Audi all-road than SUV. Rather than being unusual, the styling is subtle. It closely resembles Audi's SUV lineup and makes no bold moves. That's great. It's all too familiar, as in customary. The lighting is spectacular. When you open the doors, a dancing light show with Audi and e-tron insignia is projected on the wall. Because there are charging sockets on both sides of the car, parking isn't influenced by the presence of a charging cable. The Audi e-tron features an octagonal single-frame grille with vertical strips and numerous platinum gray flaps. At the lower end of the HD Matrix LED headlights, four horizontal stripes delimit the daytime running lights. The sills incorporate black elements indicating the location of the battery. At the rear, the large diffuser incorporates slats. The orange e-tron logo on the charge valve indicates the high voltage of the vehicle. The Audi e-tron SUV is 1,935mm wide and 1,616mm high. The large Audi SUV offers a wheelbase of 2,928mm and a total trunk capacity of 600 liters. The interiors follow the same pattern as the exteriors. It won't take long for you to feel at ease if you're coming from a Q8 or an A8. The floating gear selector is a unique feature, but that's all there is to it. It won't take long for you to feel at ease here. Soon enough, you'll see the tachometer has been replaced with a dial that displays the amount of motor performance you're utilizing, the battery status, and how aggressively you're regenerating energy. It's set up just like a traditional tacho, and it'll take you no time to figure out how to use it. It gives you information naturally, never leaving you wandering through menus. Everything you need to know about range, charge, and driving mode is there in front of you. It's also a refreshingly honest vehicle. When you set it to dynamic, the range quickly shrinks, allowing you to see exactly what the outcome of your choices will be. There's also a range extender option that cuts electricity, lowers air conditioning output, and provides you a quick boost in range to get you to the charging station. The cabin itself is luxurious and of excellent quality. There's ample under-thigh support for 3 people to sit comfortably. Because the batteries are underground, these EVs have elevated flooring, which pushes your knees skywards. The e-tron, on the other hand, does it right. The chairs are high enough for you to rest your thighs comfortably. It offers enough space for 4 occupants and their luggage. The central fifth square is narrow. The Audi e-tron Quattro can be fitted with optional camera mirrors coupled with OLED screens. inside the doors that reflect the image back to the driver. These are tactile and allow orientation adjustments of the cameras. This option reduces the CX from 0.28 to 0.27. Inspired by the Audi e-tron Quattro concept presented at the 2015 edition of the Frankfurt Motor Show, the Audi e-tron is available in 3 configurations. e-tron 50, corresponding to the entry level, this version is limited to 230 kW of power, with a torque reduced to 540 Nm. Its performance is lowered with an 0 to 62 mph crossed in 7 seconds and a speed limit of 118 mph. e-tron 55, the first version launched by the manufacturer. This combines 2 electric motors and accumulates up to 300 kW of power in boost mode. The 0 to 62 mph is crossed in 5.7 seconds and the top speed reaches 125 mph. e-tron S. Launched in 2020, this ultra-sporty version of Audi's electric SUV features 3 electric motors for power up to 370 kW and torque rising to 970 Nm in overboost mode, enough to ensure a 0 to 62 mph in 4.5 seconds and a top speed of 130 mph. The e-tron isn't quick by any standard, but it isn't sluggish either. The performance of the Q8 and even the S5 Sportback is comparable to that of a combustion-engined vehicle. The e-tron isn't attempting to win any drag races, despite the fact that these large, hefty EVs can launch astonishingly quickly. There's some heavy-duty air suspension on there, which keeps the 2.5-ton car in place. The e-tron rides on enormous 20-inch wheels with similarly high-profile tires to ease the ride. This is a premium vehicle that knows what it wants. Comfort is something that will never be forgotten. The EQC and the I-Pace, according to drivers, have a toughness about them that belies their weight on rough roads. The e-tron, on the other hand, retains Audi's record of being the best riding vehicles in their class. Is there enough room on the ground? Yep, it'll never be a problem. It has many features in its usual mode, but it can also increase its air springs to allow you to clamber over even the toughest roads. And this is important because you don't want to ground the batteries since they're on the floor. The EQC is particularly guilty of this, thanks to its steel springs. The weight is well distributed on the floor and it's clearly a Quattro with a motor on each axle. It's also said to be skewed in the back. This is a high-end electric vehicle that isn't claiming to be something it isn't. That's e-tron's authenticity. Wondering about the range? Depending on how you drive and whatever mode you choose, you may go from anywhere between 170 to 250 miles. In stop-and-go traffic, the city is where you can maximize range with regeneration. The range is reduced by high speeds and inclines. Intercity travel should be simple, especially since all Audi shops will have a charging station available. When employed, the e-tron has a very effective regen mechanism that isn't too confusing. The paddles are used to modify it. Audi prioritizes comfort above performance once again. You're probably wondering if it's charging time. You can completely charge your car in just 8.5 hours on the Audi 11 kW charger that comes with your e-tron. You can alternatively use the 22 kW wall box, which reduces the duration to 4.5 hours. And if you can find a 150 kW DC fast charger, that's even better. A relaxed 30 minutes. To optimize range, Audi engineers have put a lot of work into the car's regenerative capabilities. In addition to automatic mode, there's a manual mode allowing you to choose between 3 regeneration modes via a steering wheel paddle system. Depending on the level chosen, the intensity of the engine brake will be more or less important. According to Audi, the regeneration mode can reach up to 220 kW and would increase range by up to 30%. It's available in 3 levels of finishes: e-tron base, adaptive suspensions, fabric upholstery, 19-inch alloy rims, virtual cockpit, dual-zone automatic air conditioning, and GPS navigation. The first starts from $83,400. Avis, sports seats, leather dashboard, heated electric seats in front, induction charging for smartphones as well as a range of driving assistance, adaptive semi-automatic parking regulator, lane keeping aid. The Avis finish starts from $99,800. Avis Extended, quad zone air conditioning, heated rear seats, head-up display, sunroof, LED matrix lights, and Bang & Olufsen audio system. The Avis Extended finish starts from $123,216. At this stage, details of the e-tron S range have not been communicated. However, we know that the model starts from a price of $111,800, excluding bonus. In terms of options, the manufacturer offers the retro camera device billed at $2,142. This wraps up my review of the Audi e-tron SUV. You can vote in the comments which you think is the best luxury e-SUV between the Audi e-tron, the Jaguar I-Pace, the BMW iX3, and the Mercedes-Benz EQC. Thank you for sticking it out through the end of this video. Nothing helps out my channel more than y'all watching the entire video. These videos take a long time to make and are a labor of love. If you'd like to see my channel grow, please help spread the word, and until next time, remember, the best experiences aren't about where you end up, but who you're lucky enough to be on the journey with.